So the program is an MBA with a concentration in business analytics. So analytics comes up in many different perspectives at the present time. You can do an analytics program in engineering, computer science, statistics. But business analytics is very different. Okay? And the reason for that is that the business environment is constantly changing. Most of the other disciplines have relatively static rules. Business analytics really started with the 1998 battle between Big Blue, a computer, and Gary Kasparov playing chess. Okay? And to the surprise of everyone, Big Blue won. Last year, they created an ETF using Big Blue to pick stocks. And that ETF is called AIEQ, the Artificial Intelligence Equities. And AIEQ has been trading for over a year now, and it has not beaten the S&P 500. So the big issue in analytics is how can we have a computer that can beat Gary Kasparov at chess and cannot even beat the index in the stock market? And I think the reason for that is that in the business world, the rules are always changing. The rules of chess are the same now as they were 200-300 years ago. But the rules of business change on a continuing basis. If some particular strategy is profitable, its value will be bid up, and that will lower the profitability of the strategy. So how do we play a game in which the rules are constantly changing and we don't know what the rules are like tomorrow? In the traditional game, we're looking for the single best move. In the modern game, we diversify across a large number of strategies. So the difference between business analytics and conventional analytics is we tend to adopt 10 or 12 feasible strategies and then go with the one that works. Okay? This comes out, say, in venture capital. 9 out of 10 venture capital investments don't work. It comes out in the way we hire people for companies. Steve Jobs once said, we don't hire people to tell them what to do, we hire them to tell us what to do. So the modern corporation, the brightest people are at the bottom of the pyramid. And the bosses at the top are really in the herding cats. So our MBA in business analytics is really training the people who stand between the bosses at the top and the worker bees at the bottom. And they have to have the ability to understand what is going on the technical level of a corporation and be able to interpret that and explain that to the boss. Analytics is useful in just about every industry. Okay? In my own university, we use a product called Salesforce to manage our enrollment. We have 20,000 students who apply to our university. What should we do with all of those records of the people who've applied? Well, what we do now, knowing business analytics, is we wait for 3 years and we go back and look at those students who applied 3 years ago and see if they're the sort of people we're going to attract to graduate school. Okay? They've already know our university because they've already applied. We know how smart they are because we have their undergraduate test scores. Oftentimes we have their scores that they scored in their undergraduate degree. And we can select those students who have the background that we want. And we may get out of that 20,000, 2,000 to 3,000 applicants that are very high quality people. Okay? So we're using the same analytics that we're teaching to our MBA students. I was talking to an automobile company about this, and they said, we have the same problem. We have 1 million people that come in and see our cars, and we sell 100,000 of them. So 3 years later, we go back and we see all those people who bought a car from somebody else, and we find out if they were happy with that car and if they should come back and see us again. Okay? So every company has data. And we don't, in the past, we haven't realized the value of that data. Now, We're always looking at ways that we can utilize that information to create a better business.